Hello and welcome. Long time no see. It's been actually 3 months since we last talked on here on YouTube, and the last format, the daily vlogs, were really fun to do. But for me, at least, they got a little bit more monotonic as there is a lot of similar work to be done in running this business and being a worker inside of it. So I thought I will take just a different approach, I would say. I have no idea how to call this. Maybe highlight video, or whatever. Basically, the main idea is the five or whatever small number of highlights that happened in a period of time. This could be a week or maybe a month, depending on how much time has passed. But basically, the key points that I want to share with you, and you as a viewer or a follower of my work or development of my Baltic Blaze company would be interested. So please feel free to leave a comment suggesting an appropriate name for these kinds of videos. I think it would be fun to have a community suggested name, unless it's something really stupid, which tends to happen with community suggested things. But we will see how that goes. For the time being, it's the first installment of the highlights video. So we have multiple topics to go through on today. So I will try and keep it shortish, maybe under an hour, maybe under 30 minutes. We will see how much talking I want to do. And the topics that we will touch today are some Varnas knife updates, also updates on the sheath on that knife, Angis Gen 2 small improvements, and the possibility of an updated packaging for my knives. That will be interesting to look through. And the last thing on the menu today is viewer questions. I did a post on YouTube before making this video, and one of the viewers, so Gitles, made multiple questions which are really interesting, and I would really like to talk about those. But so Gitles, in advance, I want to say I will answer only 2 of them in this video, and the next one, the others will be pushed back to another video, because these are really deep questions, and I want to give them justice. So yeah. So the very first topic, it's my Varnas knife updates. What I really like to do is to work in very small batches, and this basically gives me the freedom and opportunity to improve on every and each batch of knives. And basically I can just improve this product, this knife that I am making. And with every batch, the customers are getting a better and better knife. And yes, this costs a little bit more than working in huge batches, but this gives me the flexibility to adjust and to maybe find some faults or improve the product in a much greater and rapid pace. So basically lean manufacturing. So the very first thing that I updated on this knife is the rounded spine. Those who will order from today, and some people in the past, of course, are already getting this update. The rounded spine is not fully rounded. The very front area of the knife is still sharp and 90 degree, so you can strike a ferro rod very comfortably. If you want, you can use also the side of the jimping, which I feel like the radius of the jimping is just perfect to land a ferro rod. But the tops of the jimps and the spine itself up to the finger choil is rounded. So basically we still have this shadow box fit where the tang is protruding just a little bit. But I feel like this rounding that I do by hand, it is way more consistent than the chamfering, and it is more pleasant to look at, and also more comfortable. So a great improvement overall, and just this small thing. And it does not impede how the knife interacts with the sheath. The sheath still works wonderfully. All of the sheaths, because all of the sheaths fit all of the Varnas knives. So this compatibility is really important. And so when doing these small updates, I really need to look into like, has the person or my customer bought my knife, let's say Varnas, in the last like 4 months, and does my updated sheet, let's say, or updated handle scale or updated profile is still backwards compatible with that knife. If, let's say, they want to order some different set of scales, will they fit their knife? So I need to keep that in mind, but until now, everything is working just perfectly. So happy for that. Yeah, so for the rounded spine, the next topic is N690. I got multiple reviews on the internet, especially for the Angis blade, that N690 is not it's not a beautiful, sexy, wonderful, high-end steel knife. Well, from my standpoint, I would say this comes from a experience that comes from a very like mass manufactured knives, where they heat treat it to a lower hardness, let's say 58, 59 or 60 HRC at the very top end. And at that point, to my like experience, N690 behaves like it's the worst of all worlds. I would say it's gummy. It is very hard to sharpen to a high like sharpness, hair popping sharp, because it is so gummy. The burr removal at the very end while stropping or using a very high grit stone, it's very difficult and very hard, and yet it dulls really quickly. So I don't really like that. So that's why I aim to 61, 62 HRC. You know, it's really difficult to say like very precisely like, oh, it's 61.75 HRC, because like these hardness testing machines and the nature of the steel is just, you cannot get that high of a hardness over like the whole blade, like the precision. So it's really common to have like the range to be approximated by 1 HRC. Not 2, but in the range of 1, it is perfectly acceptable. So I aim around 61 and above to 62 and nothing more above that, because you really lose a lot of toughness. And I feel like it performs really well. And where I aim to, it is basically just to have a very great daily driver knife for EDC carry, where it is tough and it holds its edge pretty fine. Okay, it's no LMAX, but it is very easy to sharpen. You don't need diamond or CBN tools. You don't need whatever. It is very easy to maintain. And my philosophy goes that the knife that you are carrying every day and you are using every day, it will become dull eventually and you will need to sharpen it. So it is better to have it more easily sharpenable, more easy to sharpen, easier to sharpen, and this will allow you to use it more, abuse it more, use it more, and you won't be afraid as a user for it to get dull. So the next topic is steel availability, and I heard my customer voices, and I will be providing some high-end steel options. The very first and the all-rounder, my favorite steel, it is LMAX, that is available already on the website. And another high-end steel, it is CPM MagnaCut. Currently the availability is pretty small, so it's basically first come first serve basis. N690, it is here to stay. The manufacturing, I found that working, even like grinding LMAX, it's such a pain in the belt. It is very difficult. It is very hard compared to N690. I find that grinding MagnaCut, it's somewhere in between, but MagnaCut has other issues, and it's really like to go like Willy Wonka banana on you in the heat treatment, and you need to have additional processes on straightening after heat treat. So these are much harder to work with, harder to sharpen, harder to maintain. But still, I heard your voices. You want some high-end steels, so these are currently available on the website. And if they are not, please contact me via DM on the YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, preferably Instagram, and we can work something out. So yeah, these are coming. And the second to last topic around Varnas knife is the new addition of handle materials and especially inlays. I was working really hard on that. And the main idea is basically to have something to cater to military servicemen and women in Lithuania and provide something with a discount for them, because I feel like the patriotic theme and the current political status in the geopolitics, it is very difficult, and I feel like I need to pay something back for those people that are willing to defend our country in these troubled times. And I have huge respect for them. So I am offering multiple selections of handles with inlays that are eligible for discount for Lithuanian servicemen. That will be civilian militia, CASP, the military troops, police, and whatever other people that are serving our country. These are eligible for 20% discount only on those knives that have these two inlays. The very first one inlay that I have here, it is the Jogaila cross, which is basically used by the civilian militia. And the second one is the columns of Gediminas, which I don't have here, and I will add some more B-roll while editing this video. And also, these inlays are available in multiple of variants, where you can have like black handle and green inlay, green handle and black inlay, and of course green or black handles with inlays that are the same colors as our Lithuanian flag. So this is my way of paying respect and giving my due diligence to the people who are serving and are patriotic to our country. And also this discount is valid for people who have, like, if you want to give it as a gift to a person that is serving, or you just know the person that who is serving, you can also use this discount. You will need to provide a copy of their service document that just basically proves that you know somebody that is serving or you are serving, just to give it basically a vetting system so people don't abuse this discount system. And it's basically to celebrate people who are serving and even people who are in close proximity to them, so they feel like honored and are happy about that their friends or family members are serving our country. So this is a very important topic to me, and I feel like it gives a lot of meaning to my work and allows me to support people who are supporting us and vice versa. The second topic is again updated Kydex sheets for Varnas, and there are some multiple updates. The very first one is I basically listened to you again, beautiful people and my beautiful community, and I added this finger notch which aids you into releasing the knife from the sheath, which is super simple. I created a whole process around that, which works wonderfully, and it is currently very easy to do, and I get very consistent results. It took some time, it took some tries, it took some experimentation to get a nice beautiful finish and to have this place look intentional and not just wonky, because Kydex is a very malleable plastic at a higher temperature, and it is very hard to have like these sharper, crisper lines. So you need to have your processes down. And in addition to these sheets, I am already offering some custom sheets in more interesting and experimental types of Kydex. This one, I think the pattern is woodland. So again, I feel like it is going really well with a, let's say, green handle. This is my own, so it is black. Green handle, patriotic theme Varnas, especially for somebody who is serving our country. So you can find these and buy them separately on my website. I already posted it and everything is up to date. And if you want something really, really special, you can always, again, shoot me a DM and we can work something out. For the third topic, it is Angis Gen 2 updates, and this is a small update. I will add some B-roll, but upcoming, I still have some older stock, and when that will be sold, this new stock will be provided on the website. But the small update that I did and that I really liked, I also added a rounded spine on the Angis. Again, the very front is still sharp. It is going, not the full profile is rounded, but the finger choil still has the chamfering. I feel like it serves two purposes. One is only the aesthetic one, like having the contrast between the rounding and the chamfering looks very interesting, and I haven't seen it a lot on other knives. And the other one is more practical, where it aids in the retention of the knife in the sheath, in the Kydex sheath, because the retention point is just behind the edge in the finger groove. So to have it snappy and nice as it is, this cannot be rounded or in any vague form, so it needs to be sharp to have that nice snap. So these updated ones, again, as I said, will be available on the website when the current stock sells, and I only have just a few pieces left. So again, you might be the lucky one and get the very first one with the rounded spine. I cannot wait to hear about the feedback about that. And again, I heard my customer voices and you want more high-end steels. So currently in the oven, it is annealing the batch of LMAX Angis Gen 2s that will be available in the upcoming few weeks on my website. So keep your eyes open. I hope you like that. And it will come in a thinner stock. So the default Angis in N690, it is 3mm stock. And now it will come in 2.5mm stock. And it is a very significant change. First of all, I cannot get LMAX in 3mm stock without doing any surface grinding. So, you have to work with what you can work. I can only get in 2.5mm and 3.725mm. So the upper one is way, way, way too thick for a small blade. But I really like the thinner stock just because it feels more like a scalpel. It's only like 1/6 of a reduction in thickness, but it feels like super, super scalpely in the hand. The edge retention, again, it is LMAX, it is superb. It is, again, pain in the belts to work with and to do the grinding, even on the small bevels or machining. But I find like the end result, these two variants are very different. Even if these knives are the same, the profiles are the same, and there is a small change in thickness, but it significantly changes how the knife feels in your hands, and it feels way, way, way more slicey. And I feel like it is a true scalpel, where the N690 is a more EDC, like a little bit of a pry barish knife. This one is very slim, petite, and it just wants to cut and to cut and to cut. So I have one as a workshop knife and I use it daily, and to be honest, I love it. I don't love it when I have to sharpen it, but yeah, I still have all of the equipment and I can do it relatively quickly. And as a reminder, in this point, I would say, people, please remember those who are my customers, who bought my knives, whatever they be it BFKs, be it SFKs, be it Varnas, be it Angis. Please do remember, you can always send those knives to me and I can sharpen them and repair them if anything happens for free. You will only have to pay for the shipping, which is, obligatory. And now the fourth topic about the possible upgrade in my packaging. This is the standard packaging that I am currently using. These are the recycled cardboard boxes with a custom sleeve. As a knife maker and talking with other knife makers, there is this ongoing stigma, or I would say an issue where it is super difficult to find something like the fitting boxes for your knives, because knives are not very wide, they are very long, and they are not very thick. So even looking at these boxes, these seem way too thick. But you have to work with what you can get. So basically using these default boxes and using these branding sleeves that I get custom made was a very interesting solution. And I am also machining the inserts. These are the foam inserts that go inside of the box, which fit the knife very nice. And you can see I leave a little bit place to add some knickknacks and nice stuff if you order, let's say, some Baltic burnish. So I was liking these boxes, but I got a cold call and offer from a local company that make magnetic boxes. And this is just a short preview of the possible box, which is just a prototype and work in progress. But I feel like this package almost cost the same as that package. And this is a, sorry for that, a huge upgrade in quality. I know maybe boxes are not the hottest thing in the world, but I feel like this really represents the quality of the knives that that I am making and that I am selling. So basically it's a magnetic box with this kind of lid. Plopped. You can hear it. And it is made from a thicker, very nice cardboard. It has some heft. It is way thinner, and I do machine these inserts, and I leave some gap here. And I feel like these are way nicer, especially, as I mentioned it before, if you want to send the knives back to me for sharpening, you can use these for multiple times, and these can really survive a beating. And the final product should have some gold foil imprint about Baltic blades and being made in Lithuania. So I'm really excited about working with this company, but we will see. It requires a bigger upfront investment, which is always difficult because currently it is June 19th, and it is start of the summer. And I've been full-time only for 6 months, and it is really hard to predict the economic changes in cash flow and sales in the summer, because listening to some podcasts and to some American makers, they always say the worst time is the middle of the summer. So I need to portion my income correctly to be able to live of it and still to move the company forward, to create new products, to create current products. So I cannot have a lot of money tied into 500 or 300 boxes of these. And I better stay more agile and spend money on the go on, let's say, materials, heat treatment, laser cutting, or just ordering some handle materials. And boxes would only just freeze the money up and reduce the liquidity. And let's go to the very last point, which is the fifth one. Multiple questions by Saugiklis. And as I mentioned it, I will only answer a couple of those. And some others will be answered in other videos, other episodes of highlights, or whatever name we pick. And yeah, the very first one is, how is your business doing in general? Can you not only survive, but live out of it? So when I started it, the income from my business was not enough to pay my daily bills, and I had some safety net saved up to survive the better portion of this year. And I could say the last month financially was the best month ever. So May was very good, and I can definitely live off the money that I get from the business. It is not spectacular, but it is very nice to be able currently to live. And I cannot live lavishly, I cannot buy whatever I want, but it is currently easier to plan the financial future and at least have your minimal needs and daily expenses met, I would say. So yeah, I am investing most of the money back into the business and just growing it up to a point where I would feel comfortable. It is way, way, way farther into the future, and I want big things out of this, but this will be only available with the support of my customers, with finding new customers, with building this as a business and not just a hobby. So that's why I'm really keen on listening to my customers, doing improvements, and finding that I'm really passionate about and providing the biggest value that I can. And this would greatly come together with the special offering for the military serving people, where I have this passion, where I have this skill set of creating this tool, and I am serving the people that I have huge respect and giving them a discount. So I feel like this is contributing to my financial success greatly, and I'm doing what I'm loving, so everything is just working out currently. We will see how I will talk in the next episode. Maybe the financial downturn will be something where my mindset will change. And the second question is share some story with customer which teached you something. So basically, the feedback that I implemented, and this is a pretty easy one, and actually suggested. So Saugiklis was one of the customers that mentioned it. And basically what I am doing, like almost every Friday, I am doing some customer reviews where I am calling my customers that got my knives in for a few months, I would say. And I never call the same customer again, unless we want just to chat. But it's one customer review per customer. And basically, I just ask them how it is going, how are they liking my knives, what could be improved, what they liked, what they didn't like, what they thought about the packaging, about the knife, the presentation, how it is cutting, yada, yada, yada. So the reoccurring issue with Angis scalpel knives, especially the Gen 2 with improved sheaths, was that when they get the knife, there is some flaking of the kydex on the blade itself, which is annoying, which is not optimal. It is nothing like that is, the knife is unusable, but it does not contribute positively to the user experience. So he was not the only one customer that mentioned it, and they are always the same, like, "Oh, man, no, it's nothing much, but there are some flakes of the kydex on the blade sometimes when I pull out the knife from the sheath." So I took it to heart, and now I implemented this process where I just wear in the sheath more before sending it out, blow it out really good with compressed air, so no flakes are created by putting in the sheath, putting in the blade into the sheath. And I try to minimize it as possible. And I asked after that some customers doing the customer review, did they notice anything about that? And it was negative all of the times. So I feel like this problem is being solved with implementation of this process. Other mentions are mentioned in this video before, like implementation of this finger groove to ease the opening or using of the sheath for Varnas, or implementation of more high-end steels for Angis and for Varnas too. So I feel like the feedback that I'm getting from my customers, especially if you try and listen to them, you can really find some very nice nuggets of information which can help you improve and create a better product, which is kind of easy when you are working in smaller batches. So I'm very happy about this agility that currently I have, and I can adjust and create better and better products. And the last topic that I want to keep for the next time, again, I created a kind of Kanban inventory system for having what is the top priority work that I need to do today, what I am running low on, what parts do I need to make and what I need to order. And basically I implemented a barcode reader, basically an app on your phone which is connected together to my Notion. And I added some more automation. So to give you a small teaser, there is zero coding, everything is free and it is very easy to build. So I am very happy, and I implemented SOPs, standard operating procedures, into that. So if I want to onboard any new workers or people, implement people into my work, it would be very easy for them to onboard and to know processes on how to work with my equipment and how to make any of these parts. So this might be included in the next highlights video and it might be not. So I guess that is it for today. Please do leave a comment under this video, leave a like, please do subscribe to my YouTube. Also, you can subscribe to my newsletter. If you are coming from the newsletter, thank you so much for subscribing to it and watching my videos. I appreciate every and each of my customers or my followers. Thank you so for following my journey. I am feeling super grateful that I can do this for a living every day. I am super happy and stoked about life currently, and the future only holds bigger things, and I cannot wait to grow this business together with you and for you to witness the story of making one of the biggest knife making brands in Lithuania. So thank you so much and talk to you later.